Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee on the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. Good. I have 3/4 decaf beans and 1/4 of Ethiopian beans from the Black Cup in Anchorage, Alaska. I want to cut down the caffeine a little bit. Maybe I'm cutting down a little bit too much. Maybe I'll just go 50-50 rather than 2/3, 1/3. I'm just not getting the flavor. I know caffeine doesn't have the flavor, but I don't feel that the decaffeinated beans are as rich in flavor as regular beans, but still good. Let's get started. More than ever, I'm convinced that everybody has shit on everybody in Washington, D.C. There are people that could easily blow the whistle on many office-holding positions and former executive branchers, but everybody has big or little discretions that would blow their life up. I always had this theory that deep staters implant something like child porn on their computers, and I think everyone gets threatened. I mean, for instance, we had, I honestly believe that it's fact, a politician can go into office as a congressman, stay there 2 years and come out a multimillionaire. Why is that? And get benefits, full benefits for their family and for them that you won't even get near, like elite stuff that you can't get for the rest of their life after serving 2 years. But yet, show me someone who spent 2 years in office. They spend a whole career there. That's why we want term limits. There's an elite ruling class, and they're elite as far as the United States is concerned. They're still puppets of a bigger entity. But I believe that they use sexuality. More shame comes from sexuality than anything else. When someone wants to insult me, you know what the most popular insult is? I'm gay. What? Like, where'd that come from? You're gay. I'm like, okay. And I'm not talking about like just like the joking, like, oh, you're so gay. I'm talking about like being accused of being homosexual. And I'm not placing value judgment on that at all. How come people don't say, oh, you're a thief? Oh, you're a sluggard. Oh, you're slothful. No, they would say you're gay. They pick what they instinctively might think is the most nasty, dark sin that they can pull up with. Really? Okay. How interesting is that? That being said, I believe that everybody, think about it, when someone's running for political office, what if you want to thwart your opponent who's running against you? What do? It's always sexual allegations. He sniffed my hair. We went to the movies once and he had a boner. I mean, it's always sex. Sex. That's why Hollywood and New York liberals are full of shit, and you need to distance yourself from them. That is why people at the top get toppled, not for anything else except for sexual issues. That's what I believe is controlling our politicians. That's what I believe is controlling them. Somehow, some way, there's a puppet master pulling strings that have to do with sexuality. And it will be revealed if they don't comply. You ever vote somebody in office and then they just sit there and you go, well, say something. You're not enacting anything. I thought you were going to change. Hey, loudmouth, during your campaign, you were such a big shot. You know why? Sexuality. The darkness of sexuality. But yet, the very same puppet master wants sexuality to be free, without shame, and in your damn face every time you turn on the TV or swipe on your tablet, your phone, on your PC. There's a weird connection there. It's the reward and it's the punishment. Just something to think about. Just something light to think about first thing in the morning. Took my son out for steak last night for his 20th birthday. Very rare appearance by him. Maybe putting a full video of it up this weekend. Revealing a little bit of my personal life, which I may end up regretting. But the biggest thing that I regret was not being in my children's lives as a full father, full time. That's the biggest thing I regret. Am I happy the way they turned out? Yeah. Yeah. Would I do things different? Hell, fuck yes. Absolutely. There are things that I saw in my 20-year-old son that you'll see in the video. If you haven't seen some of the videos, I put a couple snippets up that were instilled in him prior to 10 years old, prior to 10. So men, if you feel like you're losing your kids, realize that even if you spend a few years with them, that you are still in them. You're still in them. They have your genetics. And they will return to you. Somehow, some way, be patient. As a father, you might be distant, you might be aloof for legal reasons that we both hate. But take my word for it. Take my word for it. Give it time. Do not look for a quick fix. Do not look for a quick fix. Release your emotions. This was a big part of me becoming the stable stoic, because prior to divorce and custody issues, I was impulsive. If I thought something, I spoke it, wrote it, left a phone message of it. I don't do that now, and haven't done that in 15 years. Self-control. Self-control. And going through the meat grinder of divorce and custody issues is evil. It's evil. It's against men just because you are a man, period. It's absolutely evil. It's such a big evil, there's no way you could possibly repay it. You have to live with it and walk with that limp. How much you make in wage world is 100% related to this. How replaceable are you? Are you easily replaced? If you quit or got fired today, can they replace you tomorrow or by the end of the week? Or they're going to have to hire a professional search firm and take months. Okay? If you can be replaced within a couple days or a week, you need to make yourself more valuable. Make yourself irreplaceable. That is why people get paid more. The hand surgeon can't be replaced tomorrow. If a hand surgeon says, that's it, I quit, they just don't have hand surgeons lined up. That's why they make so much, because they're not easily replaced. Are you easily replaced? This is how you make your place in the world more firm. This is how you sink your roots down deep and become unmovable, unshakable. Make yourself irreplaceable. If you take anything from our talk this morning, it's that. Make yourself irreplaceable. Imagine a partner that you're attracted to but can't relate to. What a prison. The last thing I'd think about in an argument is how hot she is. That's for all the guys chasing hot chicks. When the sex is done, there's a personality and an intellect there. Are you attracted to that personality and intellect? Some people might say, does it matter? It doesn't. I don't care. Okay. No problem. You make your bed. You have to sleep in it. If you want to dance, you have to pay the fiddler. Did anyone else see The Masculine Geek last night with Rollo Tomasi on there? It was a magnificent episode. I suggest you watch it. I'll put a link for it in one of the cards. I think you'll really like it. The people at the major news organizations, such as CNN, New York Times, BuzzFeed, news organizations, never have anything to fear. We just turn their stuff off. But it's people like Owen Benjamin that I worry about. He's out there in full megaphone mode. He's going against the rules. He's talking about Fight Club. Let's go back to parenting for a second. For those of you that are fathers, there's a struggle if you're divorced or separated. You have to maintain two different lives, a normal single life. Many times during separation and divorce is when men decide to go MGTOW, which is a necessary place to visit. You pitch a tent there, you don't build a house there. I always said that your heart has to be what I would call semi-permeable. In order to be able to receive love and give love, it has to let things go in and out of it. If you just put an iron case around your heart, nothing can come in and nothing will go out. You'll be a stone cold prick. Nobody wants to be around you. There's a million channels of stone cold pricks. You feel real good after watching them, don't you? I say that jokingly, of course. The heart needs to be semi-permeable. You may not be able to love someone if you don't let love in. And it's hard to let love in if things haven't turned out well for you, or if the legal system, the meat grinder, has chopped you up a little bit. It's easy to go black. Easy just to go bitter. It really is. It's tough. And that's one of the things you're going to have to fight. I've been on this earth for 60 fucking years and been through it. And it's way in my past. So I have some perspective now. I don't feel the heat from the explosion anymore. It's way in the past. And how did it shape me? I look at young guys, fucking know-it-alls. And all I can say is just that whole Mr. T thing. I predict pain. When I see people who've been humbled, allow your circumstances to humble you and strengthen you. Humble does not mean weak. You can be strong and humble. Finish your coffee.
Just know when you're mentally ready, when you're confident with yourself before you go into a relationship. You have to be confident with yourself, because if you're not, some women, I don't want to sound like that, but like they can kind of...
No, sound like that, because that's my audience. My audience wants truth.
They can kind of like, they can skew some things. And they kind of...
That's a real nice way of saying it.
Yeah, I know. But because if you're not confident with yourself or with your decisions, you know, that can... And all of a sudden you're in a relationship, she's going to be the one wearing the pants. You know what I mean? Because you have to be confident with yourself, you know. You have to be, because then so they can know who's who, you know. They can know who wears the pants, you know. I mean, it's okay to support each other, of course.
Yes,
but
of course, of course. Women complement us. They don't complete us.
Exactly.
It's like yin and yang. We're supposed to work together, not against each other.
So you work together, but
and you both grow.
Yeah. Exactly. And you just just stand strong. Be confident with who you are. Know the girl before you
dive into the deep end of the pool.
Yeah.